Let me tell you something. Arknights is actually pretty good. I know that might seem crazy to say because it seems like I'm only pointing out the bad things, but the more I play, the more I want to actually enjoy it. And that is the reason why we need to talk about one of the biggest problems, if not the biggest problem in this game. And that is the fact that this game might even be more free-to-play unfriendly than HSR. Yes, I know that's crazy to say. How could there be a game even more free-to-play unfriendly than the face of greed? Well, the Endfield devs decided that they had enough of HSR being the only gacha game greedy to this extent. Once again, this game actually has pretty good bones, so if you're really mad right now that I'm talking bad about a game that you really like, then just know I'm not saying that it's terrible, it's the worst game I've ever played, but I may just be talking to a wall because you already might be halfway through your paragraph talking about how what I said is wrong and Endfield is the best game ever, blah, blah, blah. I'm sure you've heard this term floating around, and that is for good reason. The pull economy. The pull economy. The pull economy. That's right. I'm gonna repeat shit 3 times like Dr. Umar. This pull economy is absolutely horrendous. If you're still confused as to why I'm not gargling these developers down my throat right now, it's because they forgot to throw me a contract, so I'm actually telling the truth. And I'm going to tell you an uncomfortable truth right now that you probably don't want to hear. Most of you as a free-to-play, or even honestly low spenders, aren't going to touch pity in this game, meaning you aren't going to be able to get the 120 pulls before this limited banner ends, this first one, right? First of all, if you even value your time a little bit, you have to be skipping the story in order to save some time here. I've been hearing that the story was ass cheeks anyway, and I personally don't care about the story, so whatever. But I know that some people would probably like to enjoy the story, but in this game, you're definitely incentivized to pay for that luxury to enjoy the story at your own pace, because as a free-to-play, you have to rush through these things. And you know what? Even if you are rushing through the game to get to endgame content, you're still not even going to be able to get close to pity, so I hope you're unbelievably lucky, because you have to grind your ass off to barely get 120 pulls. And the cringiest excuse that I see the most often for stuff like this is, oh, well, DG, you actually have to play the game. Duh, it's a video game. Why are you mad? Of course you have to play it. This is the most ignorant excuse I see all the time. And it's somehow coming from people who aren't even getting paid by the company to say these things. Nobody with an actual life has time to sit on a gacha game all day, and especially the amount of time required in Endfield to get these pulls. Even content creators who are getting paid to do this are no-lifing this game, and I'm sure they're not enjoying, oh, maybe they are, right? Let me not say, oh, maybe they're not enjoying it, but I know personally that I couldn't sit on a game for like 20 hours straight just to grind for pulls. At that point, just pull out your wallet, but I don't even want to do that for these devs. I think that is actually the worst part, that it probably isn't going to get any better besides maybe around this time next year when they give you 1 extra pull for the 1-year anniversary or some shit like that. So as a free to play in this game, I highly recommend that you reroll. The only reason I didn't do it is because even rerolling takes a good amount of time. I actually did it in ZZZ to get Ellen, and I regret that because I don't even play that game anymore. But you will still save so much time than having to sit there and penny pinch whenever you get to the later stages of this end game. And right now is pretty much the only time you can reroll because of the launch of the game. So if you were going to do it, you need to do it right now. And I think it's hilarious how they actually tried to stop people from rerolling by trying to ban Gmail, which was insane. So I think that should give you even more of a reason to reroll, because how the hell did they think that was okay to ban Gmail? Everyone uses Gmail. And there was no way they thought that they were going to lose millions of dollars from people re-rolling. They're already a billion-dollar company. I think it's insane how greedy these companies can get when it comes to little things like this. It's not even like a glitch in the game or anything. It's not people hacking into the servers. It's just people doing something that they do with every single new gacha game that comes out, salting your emails so that you can re-roll your account. That's so harmless, and you can only do it when the game comes out. It's not like you could sit there and do it a couple months down the line. So it's crazy that they actually tried to stop people from doing this harmless, actually fun thing. There's actually streamers that sit there and reroll accounts for fun, and people like to watch that stuff. It's crazy that they tried to stop that by banning the most used email platform on earth. But anyways, just look up who the best character is to get on a reroll. It's probably that pink-haired girl or whatever, and just sit down and run through a bunch of accounts until you get the character that you need, because you are going to need all the luck that you can get. And then I'm sure all of you know what happened with MTash. He usually comes around whenever a new gacha releases, and then he plays it for like a week and we don't see him again until the new one comes out. And I don't really blame him, because that is how you're supposed to play gacha games. But he lost 7 50-50s in a row, and I actually would not blame him this time for already quitting, because when a gacha system is already this bad, the pull economy is non-existent.
Haven't we met already?
No, I got her. Okay.
Doesn't matter.
Which is fine.
You'll remember me by this sword and flank.
Okay, so we ended up getting her. Cool. I'm almost sad now, because... Oh my god, that is so cringe. I actually got punished for that. Because instead of getting some other unit, and then going like a couple more pulls and getting her, my pity's reset. The guarantee's gone. Like it's actually punishment, because I got unlucky for so long. Oh, that feels terrible.
So why would you still want to play this game losing this many times? And then, as you can see, there is actually a situation where you want to lose your 50-50. Yes, there is. There is a situation where you want to lose your 50-50. I wish that was a joke, but this gacha system is so bad that in this situation, you would rather lose your 50-50 so that you can get an extra 6-star plus the rewards you get on top of that for getting a 6-star, and then also get the limited 6-star character in the next couple of pulls. This game with Wuwa's gacha system, specifically the guaranteed weapon banner and the pull economy, makes it 100 times better easily. And I would probably be consistently playing this game over any other gacha. That's how fun it is. You know what? Give me HSR's gacha system with the good old classic 50-50 on the character banner. And the pull economy there is pretty dog shit. But I'll take it over Arknights. I hope that other developers don't see this game as a blueprint and move back towards this extremely free-to-play unfriendly model where you basically have to spend money to get characters. Unless maybe I'm just too broke to play gacha games now, so I could be wrong. Maybe this is what people want. Maybe gacha games were always meant to be a rich man's hobby. But I doubt that, because the majority of players are free to play, and that is just a fact, and I doubt that will ever change. This is probably the best looking gacha game that has released in the past couple years, and it's so upsetting to see a game like this be completely ruined by the fact that it's impossible to be free to play and actually get the units that you want. If you're really lucky, you probably are enjoying the game though, and I'm not saying if you are free to play, there's absolutely no way to enjoy the game outside of acquiring units. The factory building process can take up most of your time, and it can be the most fun thing about the game. But when it comes to clearing endgame content or just collecting in general, good luck with this gacha system, because I don't see how you can get the unit that you need without spending money. I don't see it. So if you'll excuse me, I am about to go play Arknights Enfield, because I am still having fun with it in this honeymoon phase, but I could already see myself getting burnt out easily within a couple of updates if they don't do something about this pull economy. So I have a special word for you today. Kingsman. I'm sure at least some of you know what I'm about to talk about, as this drama made its way into mainstream pretty much overnight. So let me put this into perspective for you. Does it get to a point where quote unquote having fun is just ignorant? That sounds crazy, right? Well, I will tell you when it gets to be that way, and that's when money is on the line. Kingsman is one of the best, if not the best players in the world on a game called Marvel Rivals. About a week and a half ago, he was in a content creator tournament for this game. There was a $40,000 prize pool, and there would be a little over 300, my dumbass, not 300,000, 3,000 USD given to each teammate if they won in this tournament. And it's safe to say that that is a lot of money for a lot of people. But Kingsman was unfortunate enough to have teammates, specifically 3 of them, that didn't give 2 shits about a broke ass college student wanting money. His 3 teammates basically tried to bully him into being quiet when, once again, he is one of, if not the best player in the world, trying to get them to play a certain way to win this money. So is it safe to say that you would put aside your ego to win a lot of money? I hope the answer would be yes. Anyways, thank you all so much for watching this far if you have. And wait, what was it? What was I gonna say? I'm kidding. You look cute today. Peace.